Virtual reality, a marvel of technological achievement in humanity, right behind the Google glasses. And by that I mean, they're cool, but they're the most annoying thing sometimes. Why do I need a Facebook account for what is an Android in a box? That's fine. At least I can play on my PC sometimes. When it decides to work, seriously, sometimes it just won't connect, and other times there's a problem, like my mic won't work. Basically what I'm saying is, VR, at the moment, is pretty bad. It's kinda the worst. What do you mean I need close to $500 just to get gloves that track my hands? This guy did it for 70. Why not use his design and put like an upcharge of 40 bucks on it? Then I'd think of buying it. I know why they're not doing it. Because they know most people don't have the skill set to make these gloves. And they know people will buy it for their slim form factor and the chance that it works better. And they know they can sell it for absorbent prices. Because people will buy them since there's no cheaper option. Oh, you want hands? Well, tethered by cable? Well, too bad. You either use Steam Link or nothing. Unless you make the controllers yourself. Or sell your soul to Samael to pay for it. Like, why do I need to use Steam Link to use hand tracking? It's built into the system. Why can't I just use it with QuestLink? But no, you have to use it with Steam Link. And the worst part is that Steam Link uses Wi-Fi. So guess what? It's crummy either way. You get tracking that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, and then you also get video quality that most time just doesn't work. Well, why not just use a cable through Steam Link? That's not an option. For some reason, even though people found a way to hook up their headsets by Ethernet to Steam Link and ran it like it was a linked cable, Mr. Zuckerberg took that away because you can't make money if people are having fun. And why would they do that? I have an idea. It's that way people would have to buy them link cables and use Quest standalone for hand tracking. Because if you could just do it all through Steam Link, well, that'd be a good thing. And we can't have those with Meta. I'm planning on making a pair of haptic gloves based on Lucas's design. But right now, I can't. And my headset has been super annoying recently. Let's talk about play animation that says what I hate about VR right now. Of course, in the intro, you heard my rant about hand tracking. Let's talk more about how hand tracking works. You see, there's three main ways of doing it. That is the fanny, the anus, and the... no, I'm joking. Let's get back on topic. 1. Hand tracking through the VR headset cameras. This is what the Quest, Pico, and certain Vive headsets do. But it's not perfect, since on some headsets, putting your hands together gives the headset a stroke, and facing your hands away will basically make your fingers disappear. Then there's number 2. Index controllers. They are controllers by Steam for the Steam Index. But if you have the controller, some dongles, and base stations, you can use them to track your fingers. It's cool, and it's inside-out tracked, which means you never really lose tracking at all. Now, the only problem is that they're still technically controllers. They're not really tracking your hand. It's just more of tracking the pressure you put on the Vive's grip things. And there's also the fact that the Vive controllers are as tough as a snake in snow. It's not really good. Just watch any of Chris Escapes Reality's videos, and you'll see that he has broken those things back to back, left and right. He's had to duct tape them together, and it's crazy. Number 3. Haptic gloves, baby! These bad boys are made to track your hand positions and finger movements. And if you're lucky, they might have splay, which means that when you move your fingers, like in between each other on the x-axis, you'll be able to see that in game. And it's some crazy stuff, even though I don't really see how people really care about that. If I want finger tracking, all I really want is that I can grab stuff in VR. I don't really care about how my fingers move unless I'm trying to make the Spock signal. Anyway, with these babies, they'll track your hand movement and finger movements. Want to shoot a gun and feel the feedback like as if you were in an American school? You can! Want to know what it feels like to inject yourself with a needle? You can! Want to know what a big bear of juicy melons feels like? You can! But there's only one problem. The selection of game titles is very slim, and the amount of them that actually have the feature of haptic... No, I'm joking, let's get back to the video. They are bloody expensive, unless you want to make them at home. It's everything you may want, but you can't have it yet because it's too expensive. Tech hasn't progressed enough that these things come in a bunch, or can, be manufactured at a cheap price that we can get it for, around, what, 70 bucks? And because of that, you can't have the sleek and cool features. So if you want these cool features, you better cough up your left heart valve or stick to controllers, because you most likely ain't getting it. Speaking on not getting things, let's move on to the next point. Something about setting up your VR headset. Anyone who says a VR headset is plug and play are just lying. Unless it's Valve, because most of the time with their products, it is a matter of minutes where you can just kind of actually plug and play. But when it comes to other stuff, like Quest, let's see what you have to do. First, make an account, set up your room, get a link cable or have good Wi-Fi. Next, get the Meta Horizon app on your PC. Sign in, forget your password, make a new password, update the app, connect to your headset, question why it's attempting to connect to the PC but not actually connecting, restart your PC and the headset, and then finally get in the Quest PC VR link. And then you realize that your Quest mic isn't working no matter what you do. Seriously, why is it doing this? I don't know why it's doing it all of a sudden now, but it just is. And it's really making it annoying to make this video when I have to lip sync these things to an avatar. I could try using the Vive Cosmos Elite, and that thing's pretty cool, but compared to the Quest 3, I'd much rather be on the Quest 3. Speaking of the Cosmos Elite, that one's an annoying one to set up, because you know what you gotta go through? Well, let's see. Read the directions, connect all the cords, or the wireless adapter. I hope you charge your portable battery. Then you gotta get the Vive software, sign in, download the actual VR software, because for some reason the Vive software is just kind of Meta Horizons app. It's not actually made to give you the VR experience. It's just made there so that way you can buy stuff. Then once you get the software actually set up, you have to set up your base stations, and then you gotta set up your headset in Steam VR. Get that all up and running, and then you realize that your wand controllers don't work right. So you turn them into body trackers to use on Quest, but for some reason, they ain't showing up even though you try everything. And that's when you find out that you actually have to have the Cosmos Elite running as a dongle for the trackers to get leg tracking, which means you have to have 2 VR headsets running at the same time just to get this to work, and it's the stupidest thing. But anyway, once you get it working and hey, you have legs in VR, you can finally get to playing some games. And the Steam VR menu isn't working because the game uses that button for its settings. And now you can't reset your position. Fuck! Hey, I fixed it. Let's get into the game. Why is the menu moving? It shouldn't be moving like... Why is it moving? Don't tell me you have stick drift. Why is this a thing still on here? Joysticks! They're a cool little thing, right? They let you move and look around in the games because apparently people can't turn their head 90 degrees to the left or the right. I'm joking, of course. It's very helpful unless you're in Beat Saber and your room boundary is all out of whack. And then you're screwed because you can't change anything unless you go in the settings. And so you go in the settings, and then you reset the game just to make sure everything's set right. And when you come back, it is suddenly fixed, which means you gotta set the room back again. But let's get back on topic. Why do these things get drift? I mean, like, if you're gonna make a VR headset, you'd think they'd use magnet-based joysticks or Hall effect joysticks that don't drift, because the one thing you don't want, especially in a VR game, because it makes the games impossible to play, is stick drift. Yeah, sorry, Garvey, I have to talk to this wall. I have a 6 o'clock with it. Let me tell you something. If there's one thing I hate about VR the most, it's when your controllers can get stick drift. Like, if there was a wall with about, say, 200 cubic meters or miles of surface on it, just filled with the word hate, it would not be able to represent the amount of hate I have for when it comes to a joystick on a VR headset that has drift. Why would you make it so that way these things can have the possibility of drift? It just makes everything impossible to play. Oh, you want to play a free roam game? Well, guess what? You're going to be constantly walking. You want to play Beat Saber? You're not going to be able to really click on the song you want unless you're lucky and you spin the wheel, because that's what it looks like when you play it with Beat Saber with drift, is that it looks like a wheel, because then you got to click it and hope to God that you can hit the game, hit the song you want. Anyway, let's get back on topic. I remember I had a Quest 2, my first real headset. I love that thing. It was amazing. And again, a marvel of technology. I mean, just look what you can do on this thing. Doggy! Take this! This is from my hand! But the thing that sucked is that I had a sleeve for the controllers, so I'd have knuckle straps. And one day while I was changing the batteries, the sleeve got caught on the joystick. And I couldn't believe it. That one little slip-up caused the joystick to start drifting. It was only one slip-up, and then playing games in VR basically became impossible. It got so bad, I basically had to replace the joysticks and learn how to take apart the controller to replace the joystick. It fixed it, but when I gave this headset to a friend after I had upgraded to a Quest 3, I later found out that the controller got drift again. So it's like, are these joysticks just made to be broken with the slightest tap? Why would they do that? They do it so you're forced to buy replacements, because most people can't go through the trouble of actually taking apart these controllers just to change the joystick. Seriously, it's annoying. When you figure it out, it's great, but when you don't, when you're just first starting off, it sucks. Though I must say I have not had drift with my Quest 3 yet. No drift yet. I always do worry about the day that a wrong flick will break it. But enough about crummy joysticks of today. Let's talk about
shot, then I shot. As you can see, I cold smoked his ass.
A lot of people buy a Quest for the idea and the execution of a portable and reliable VR headset when it decides to work. When it does work, it's great. I loved my Quest 2, but it's not perfect. The game selection is pretty great, but if you want to play the really cool stuff, you have to connect your headset through a gaming PC. Yes, I can't pay my rent, how could you tell? So let's say you have an Oculus. Oh, sorry, Meta. God, I hate that name. So let's say you have one of those, and you want to play something like Fallout 4 VR. You have to link your headset to the PC, and you have mainly three options. Quest Link, which is connecting your headset either through a cable or Wi-Fi to your PC on the Meta Horizon PC app. This is the main method, but it's got its problems, like not allowing me to use my mic when tethered. Why, Facebook? Why can't I use it all of a sudden? I don't know if it's just a problem on my PC or something with my Quest, but right now, it's a real bit. Besides that, you should be ready to play some PC VR games, but make sure when you're loading into Steam VR to play the game, you don't press the Quest home button, because it can glitch out and you won't be able to do anything. Because screw you, I guess. Or should I say, because screw you, I Quest. Hey, how'd you get in the... So, if you get past that, then you can finally play some games. Unless it keeps stuttering, even though you're on a tethered connection, so this shouldn't happen, but it just does because Bethesda. But hey, you're finally in game, and you can enjoy yourself. No, not like that. Steam Link. This is an interesting option. It streams Steam VR from your PC to your headset, so it's wireless, and you don't have to use a cable. And it sucks! Like your mom back before she had you. Unless you have your PC connected through an Ethernet cable straight to your Wi-Fi router, or you have fiber Wi-Fi, or you live next to your Wi-Fi provider's tower, or you have a satellite over your home where no one else is using Wi-Fi around you, this method will likely be terrible. There's lag, dips in quality, audio issues, freezing, and worst of all, sometimes it won't allow you to connect to your PC because apparently your PC is not on local Wi-Fi, even though you know it totally is. You just can't connect for no reason. You just can't, Nemo! You just can't! This method can work if you have NASA-grade Wi-Fi. And if you get it to work, you can use hand tracking, though I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, for what reason would you not want a controller in your hand when you're playing a game? Virtual desktop. Now that's a name I hear get tossed around a bunch. I haven't used it in a while, but in my experience, it's just like Steam Link, but with extra features like pass-through, more fluent leg movements in games like VR chat, and more optimization features. But again, in my experience, it's just like Steam Link. It also sucks because it's based on Wi-Fi. Now, as I mentioned before, people find a way to use an Ethernet cable with these applications on Quest. But sadly, you can't do that anymore because Facebook hates happiness. For those who want their PC wirelessly on their Quest and more optimization features, again, if you have some of that good Wi-Fi, I'd recommend it. But if not, I'd just stick to Quest Link, even with all its problems. With all this said, would I say not try VR or not buy a VR headset? No. Even with these problems, they may just be specific to me. I'd say if you want to play some really cool stuff, no, not that, then give it a try. There's so many things you could do with a headset like a Quest 3. Just listen to these customer testimonials.
I use my headset for cooking, 3D modeling, and watching porn around the house when no one is no.
I'm using my headset to forward my singing career and show off my talent.
Everyone tries to hold on to their lives when no one's alive. Bring me 115!
I think Spider-Man 3 was the best one of the trilogy. Well, those sure were some customers. But as you can see, there are many use cases and cool things you can do. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. The current state of VR is not horrible or dying as some people put it, but it's not perfect. Yet. Let's hope Valve fixes that with the upcoming Steam Frame. And I hope to God that Meta can figure out what's going on with headsets right now, because I don't know why my microphone still isn't working. Right behind the Google glasses. Glasses. Seriously, getting this thing to work is like trying to make a fish bite on a fake worm. Sometimes it works, and sometimes you have to... It won't do anything, and you're left saying, God dang it. What do you mean I need close to $500 to... What do you mean... God dang it. And instead of just, I don't know, god dang it. And they know they can sell it for great, god dang it. Then you wouldn't need to, god dang it, when I get the money. But right now, I can't pay, god dang it. Hand tracking through, hand tracking. What is hand tracking? Hand tracking through the VR headset cameras. This is what the Quest, Pico, and certain Vive headsets do, so that way, god dang it. Hand tracking through the headset camera. This is what the Quest, Pico, and certain Vive headsets do. But it's not perfect, since some headsets are putting the hands together, give the headset, god dang it. But the only problem is that, God, why is my writing so terrible? But the only problem is, it's still a controller, it's not technically your hands. And there's also the second problem, that Vive trackers, god dang it, I'm talking about indexes. Just watch any of Chris, what's his name? Is it Escape or Leaves Reality? I always forget. Far in between each other on the x-axis, what's it called? It'll, god dang it, oh my god! With these babies, you can feel the movement of a gun with your, With these babies, you can feel the movement. With these babies, they'll track your hand position and finger movements. Want to shoot a gun and feel... God dang it. You want to shoot a gun and feel the feedback? God... If everything you may want... What? It's everything you may want. But you can't have it because the tech... So if you want that crazy immersion, you better cough up your left heart valve and stick a controller... What? So if you want this crazy immersion, you better cough up your left. God dang it! Get a link cable or have good Wi-Fi. Get a link cable or have good Wi-Fi. Then you have to. Then once you get the actual software, god dang it! So you turn them back into Oh right. You can finally play the games and the Steam and the god dang it! I remember I had my Quest 2. Quest Link, which is connecting your controller. God dang it! Quest Link, which is connecting your headset through either an Ethernet cable. God dang it, not Ethernet. That's not a thing anymore. Or else it might glitch out, and you won't be able to do anything because I don't know. Screw you. I guess I should say Or else it might glitch out, and you won't be able to do anything. Don't know why. I guess God don't. Steam Link. This is an interesting option. It streams your... I put in the script. It steams Steam Link to your PC to your headset. When did I write this? Unless your PC is connected through an Ethernet cable or you use Wi-Fi... You just can't, Nemo. You just can't! And if you work God dang it. Virtual Desktop. Now that's a name that gets crossed over. I messed up my script. Virtual Desktop. Now that's a name I get here. I can't read my own script apparently. Which means, now as I've mentioned before, people found a way. God, if you have, god dang it, then try it out. I don't know what to tell you. I'd recommend it. There's a lot of optimization features, and you get a lot of other crazy. God dang it! I'd recommend it, but not. With all this said, would I say so many things you could do with the Quest VR headset? God, why did I say Quest specifically? Like it's literally almost any VR headset. Just listen to these customer. God dang it! Let's hope Valve fixes that with the next upcoming stream frame. God dang it! Let me tell you, if there's one thing I hate about VR sometimes, it is definitely when a headset, joysticks, have stick drift. If there was a wall filled with the word hate, it wouldn't be... God dang it.